Hello and welcome to the Dinosaw for week 50. Another 7 curious, interesting things I saw last week. As ever, subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and let's crack on. First one is GTA 6. The trailer has dropped. Some numbers, first of all, 140 million views in the last 5 days on YouTube alone. It's taken 10 years to make this game and a rumoured $2 billion. That's for the marketing and creation. Obviously smashed all the way through COVID, so there you go. What a triumph. It looks absolutely bonkers. It's set in pseudo Miami. Clearly this is called Vice City, so some of this is not safe for children, obviously, but you pretty much knew that anyway. It's Grand Theft Auto. Some interesting things that we're waiting for on this one is what the non-playing characters, you'll be able to apparently walk up to lots of people and have conversations because they'll be AI infused. Other than that, there's lots of stuff to look out for, lots of Easter eggs in all of these trailers. April 2025 is probably when this will actually be released, but don't quote me on that. The word of 2023 has been released. This is according to the Oxford Dictionary, and it is Rizz, obviously short for charisma, because we all use this word, right? All the cool kids use this word. This was voted on by 32,000 people plus some experts. Runners-up words were prompt, as in AI prompt. Situationship is obviously when you have a relationship which is based just on the situation it's in, might be outside of the norm, shall we say. And Swiftie, if you are a Taylor Swift fan, then you are a Swiftie. Obviously Taylor Swift actually made some massive waves in 2023, so quite right. However, Rizz is the word of 2023. Your challenge is to get that in your Christmassy stuff or whatever your holiday thing is. Get it in some of the conversations you're having from now on. SnowTunnel. This is from Australia, so this is a tunnel with snow in it. It's actually taken 20 years to put together, and I love this. This is amazing. So clearly what you do, it's just a big refrigerated cylinder that rotates. The skier or snowboarder inside can actually dictate how fast it goes, so you can learn to snowboard or ski in this thing, but likewise you can set it to other things. You can do tricks and all sorts of bits and bobs. So they're looking for partners for this at the moment. So if you are building a cruise ship, for instance, and you might want one of these in it, then give them a ring. 10 meters across, as I say, 20 years to put together. I like the idea of this. Now quite, you know, is this a great use of the world's resources? Yeah, maybe, probably. This caused a little bit of stir. So this is Google's AI Gemini. Now this has already existed, but this is the latest version. I've sped up this video, which is kind of part of the story, to be fair. If you watch the video, then do, you know, have a look in the link below and all that sort of stuff. Do click on the video and watch it, because it is kind of funky, really. It is multimodal, so it can do things like vision and speech and music and code and text and all those sorts of things. So the person is having a conversation with the AI and asking it some seemingly really abstract things, like which is the most interesting, or which one of these cars will go down the hill faster, or what is this? And it starts to sort of generate or find music. And if you then did this, it would say that's an amp. Like now we've changed to rock music. So it looked amazing. And if you then start to look at what Google got found out, really, they said, well, yeah, actually we did shorten some of the sequences and we did change some of the things as well. And quite a lot of the things were sort of pre-done. And what you're seeing on the screen is just really a concept of where we're going with this sort of thing. So there's a lot of distrust around AI right now, and this didn't really help, to be honest. But do have a look at the video. It is quite interesting. It does show you at least a future where you think, actually, I quite like a friend of this AI who I could just have a chat to and ask of it things. Connected to that, the EU has at least agreed on the rules that are going to go into their AI policy. Now this won't go into effect, even if they did vote it through, and they haven't voted it through yet, but even if they did, it wouldn't go into effect until 2025. So we've got a couple of years of, let's say, shenanigans to go on before that happens. However, you can see in front of you the kind of the main areas that they've actually defined so far. But I thought the really interesting thing is the approach is really about risk. There already is an assumption that AI is a danger, which I don't think is a bad assumption, to be fair. So what they then do is they say, based on what you're doing and how much risk that you probably are going to incur, then the rules get stricter and stricter because of that. So rather than seeing AI as the natural kind of next step of just evolution, it's something that does really need to be restricted based on its risk. Obviously, this is only in Europe. UK is obviously outside Europe. So US and UK and China will probably all follow on, and other countries as well will probably follow on with their own versions of this. So we'll see how much this is going to be used as maybe a guide to what everybody else might be doing. So there you go. Create Studio. So I didn't know about this until 2 weeks ago, and now I do, and I absolutely love this. So this isn't really just like a weird kind of, hey, this is innovative. It's just like, genuinely, this is really useful. You might want to know about this. If you make videos for a living, or if you want to make videos and you just don't really have all the kit, you don't have After Effects, and you don't have, or maybe iMovie or something like that, it's just too simple. Create Studios in the last 2 weeks has revolutionized the way I make videos. So I've not used it on this at all. However, I've put some corporate videos together which are quite interesting. It has AI voices, so you can just generate AI voices. It has lots of characters, and you can generate a 3D character, and you can then, as a male and a female character, you can then change a lot of the things about the characters. This is not the one, by the way, this is a 2D character, but there's lots of templates and lots of things. I'm in no way affiliated with this, by the way, but one of those things that, like, what has been occupying my mind that is just a brilliant thing this week? Well, Create Studio. So do check it out. It's quite interesting. Something like $80 as well, and it's a one-time download with all the gubbins you see on the left-hand side. So it's quite interesting. And finally, thank you for Yop for this one, last minute entry. This is our house, this is in Amsterdam, and it is a sort of music experiential place. And what you're seeing here is the world's largest sequencer. So if you're into your music, then this looks a little bit like a Roland 808 and a couple of 303s. The 303s are the bit that do the acid squelchy stuff in dance music, and the 808 is the drum machine behind it. So what you're seeing here is a chap setting all the drums up, and then he'll pass over to his colleague over to the right hand side, who will then do the bass line for Sweet Dreams by the Eurythmics, and it sounds absolutely banging as well. So if you're into this sort of stuff, obviously if you can't get to Amsterdam, then do check out This Museum Is Not Obsolete. Go and check out the website, and more importantly, go and check out the YouTube channel. It's a really, really interesting thing. It brings lots of old obsolete things back to life, like church organs, but makes them all MIDI compatible. So that was my tip to you. Down in Ramsgate, so if you're down that way, please do visit. It's amazing. Anyway, there you go. Starting to ramble now. Hopefully that was interesting. Hopefully it was useful. If it was, give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you next week.